All right, we doing something a little different tonight. It's Wednesday night. We just, Miss Me After Dark just ended, and I know y'all used to whatever the fuck comes on My City, My Music, which is probably music after that. But no, we doing a football episode. High off the glass, bitches. High off the glass with a football episode. There it is, high off the goalpost. Good shit. Wait, man, I almost might make that the title, psych. Yo, we high off the goalpost today. We busting out this NFL episode. You gonna bring up the right on? Bring this dude up. I'm excited about today's episode. I got rushed into starting by my rushy ass. I was not 10 minutes late. I was on time, man. You locked me out the fucking studio. Like, come on, now what you expect? 10 minutes late. You locked me out the studio, so that's how that went. So yeah, no. You had me locked up the studio. Like, there ain't no fucking excuse. You know what I'm saying? Yo, he talking about the next question. All right, so look, yeah, I'm gonna take my hat off. We are doing a football episode today. I am joined by distinguished guests, like I usually am on this show. Yeah,
that's a great word.
It is a great word. Dude, you know, here's the thing, man. I know my adjectives. You know what I'm saying? I know
well-educated man.
I know my adjectives. That's one thing I do know. And for my first guest, I would like everybody. Y'all know this brother. This cat. He is the host of Price Check. He is used to host That's Football. This dude knows sports in and out, knows basketball in and out, knows football in and out. Yo, everybody, give it up for Josh Price, everybody.
Hey, look, the intro is 10 out of 10 every time I come to High the goalpost, as we gonna call it today.
Thank you, sir. I
got to give credit where it's due.
I appreciate the love.
O is an absolutely fantastic host. We're gonna have us a fantastic show.
Wow, thank you, Josh. That was love. I appreciate the love right back. Yeah, and not just in studio today. We are out of state today, yo. I rode Dolo from state to state. You know what I'm saying? Hold up, I gotta ask my guest, Anthony. Do you know what reference that is? What I just said?
No, I have no idea.
I figured. Okay, that's what's up.
I'm gonna be completely honest.
Okay, I ain't mad at you. Yo, this cat. This man, he knows football in and out. I think, Josh, you know his where he works. Like,
I mean, my man is part of the family. Yeah, look, I'm a company man.
Right,
I
break
got
it down. Got the in the zone in the house.
In the zone,
you know what I'm saying?
city to city, state to state, worldwide. As O mentioned, we going state to state, down to the good old state of Texas. Add as many X's and S's as you want.
Wait, what?
Add
I
as
never
many
heard
X's
that one.
and S's as you want.
Okay.
I mean, look, you can probably do the intro even better than I just did, but Anthony knows football like I'm talking down to alternative football leagues, college, NFL. He's literally seen it all, talked about it all, written about it all. One of the best writers I've seen in a while, man. So, got to give credit to Anthony.
Anthony Miller, everybody, give it up. Give it up to this man. Yo, the audience is hyped for you, Ant. Yeah, they are hyped for you.
That was the best intro that I think I've had on a podcast. I appreciate that, gentlemen.
Damn right.
I appreciate it.
Damn right. Yo, but real talk, I am Anthony. We are happy to have you, man. You you go to this man's Twitter bio, and all you see is XFL, NFL reporter, correspondent. There's
everywhere.
Dude, give me your little rundown of all the places you work at, my dude. Geez.
Yeah, so I write for NCC Network. I'm currently just doing all Dallas sports at this point. We only have about 2 or 3 writers right now, so I'm kind of doing a little of everything there. I write for XFL News Hub covering the Arlington Renegades. I also write for one of the sister sites, USFL News Hub, that I'm covering the Houston Gamblers there. And then recently just started with College Football Network, where I'm covering all things college football.
Damn. Okay. Well, yeah. See, like I said, this cat is solidified. You know what I'm saying? He's got a resume. So, Ant, thank you for joining us, man. We are so happy to have you. All right, man. So I told y'all before how we're gonna do this. And when we get into it, I want you to pull up week 1 and then pull up all that other shit. But yeah, we're gonna jump in with college first. I personally hate college football. You know, and I got a cowgirl fan watching on Facebook right now, so she'll definitely like your cowgirl analogies. But what is it? I hate college football. I hate the fucking the rah-rah of it. I hate the predominantly white school domination of it. I hate the fact that if you don't go to a SEC school, or matter of fact, the conferences are so effed up right now. You can't just say such and such conference is this, such and such conference is that. It's all jacked up. You know what I'm saying? Because of the greed of these schools, and everybody wants this TV money. But it's just like, if you're not one of the top upper tier predominantly white schools, you ain't shit in college football. That's why college basketball to me is always better, because college basketball, and you can give me your little quick opinion on this. College basketball, you too, Josh, is more parity. There's more parity.
Way more.
You know what I mean? Like,
I think the thing that helps that, though, is the fact that you get a tournament in college basketball for a championship, as opposed to just going by rankings and, all right, you're in the top 4, you go to the playoffs, which, of course, they're going to expand because the money's there for them to expand.
Right.
But, when you get to a tournament and you got 68 teams and you just got to settle it all on the court, one, it's a better product. Two, it's more intriguing. So you get a lot of teams that, come into March Madness that think they have a chance or think they might be the favorites, and then, a weekend into the tournament, you out of there.
They out of there.
So
love it when it happens.
College football, it's one of them things where the heavy hitters are pretty much always the heavy hitters until a coaching change, or until they get rid of generational talents. Whereas basketball, man, look, the best 5 are gonna show it on the court at all times.
I love it. What do you think about that, Ant?
So let me start by saying what I love about college football is that these kids are playing for truly the love of football, where sometimes you watch in the NFL, it's all about the money. And I guess it's not, and I guess now it's turning to that with NIL.
Yeah, you can't say that it's all about college, my dude. That has changed, my dude. That has changed, bro.
Yeah, it's not as bad, anymore. But yeah, definitely, there's definitely a lot of players. But the one thing that really bothers me, I absolutely agree. The conference realignment's an absolute joke, where originally these conferences were set up because of regional purposes to try to keep everyone within their region. And now it's gotten to the point where it's really just following the money, like wherever the most money is going to be, which is going to be like the SEC, the Big Ten, they're going to offer more money because of their television deals. So schools would rather follow the money than stick around in the Pac-12. Like what's happened with the Pac-12 is, I absolutely hate what is happening in the Pac-12.
Is it even going to be a conference anymore?
No, that's a legitimate question. They're probably not going to be a conference.
Like,
but to Anthony's point, the point in which I realized that this is all just comedic is they're moving Stanford and Cal to the ACC.
Yes.
Yep.
Meaning two schools that play along the Pacific coast on the West Coast are now going to be in a conference with Duke and North Carolina. How does that make any sense?
Because they wanted that goddamn money. Now what? Somebody help me out with that, Ant or Josh. Is the ACC about to get like a whole new deal? Like, they're getting a new ESPN deal? Like, what is it? Because last I heard, what is it? My guy, used to run ESPN, but now he's with Meadowlark Media.
Howard Bryant. Howard Bryant.
No, not him. Howard Bryant's with them, but the guy who runs it. Oh my good, the North Carolina dude. Damn, I always know his name. But anyway, when he worked for ESPN, he kind of raped ACC. The ACC network was like kind of a rape of the ACC. You know what I'm saying? So now I don't get, why are these teams flooding a basketball conference?
For money. I mean, there's obviously going to be more money for the ACC if they're going to expand to 18 teams. That's where they're going to follow it. I think at the end of the day, what they really need to do is just destroy all the conferences, don't have any conferences, and just do whatever the hell they want. Because at this point, the conferences are kind of a joke, and there's like no purpose to them. Like we all know, at the end of the day, what's going to happen is these schools are going to get together. They're going to build one mega league themselves, separate from the NCAA, because the NCAA is a joke in itself.
It is.
But they're going to separate. They're going to do their own league. They're going to have like 30, 40 teams, and the top teams are just going to battle it out and have their own championship, and then everyone else is going to be left to kind of create their own league. But I think that's what's essentially going to happen at the end of the day.
Wow.
Yeah, because if you think about it, like if you look at how, you're probably going to end up with like 18 teams in the SEC, another 18 in the ACC. you're probably going to have like 14 in the Big 12, which is already done. You've already got like 14 in the Big 10.
Wow.
So you're going to narrow these conferences down so much that, one, you can't even play everybody in your conference in a given season.
No.
Two, okay, so what happens if, let's say, Wild Nebraska becomes great again? Y'all's not gonna take like media for like the media market of Nebraska seriously anymore. So it's not like that's gonna be super advantageous to you.
Right.
There, at some point, it's going to be incentivized to keep your top teams at the top by hook or crook, and that's the point that I don't trust the NCAA not to give into.
Oh, not at all. And you know who suffers the most with all this, right? With all this conference realignment, and you got California teams playing in the Deep South, and all this old random ass shit that's going on, just like what they did with the Big East when they effed the Big East up in basketball, and you got Big East teams. Providence has to play somebody on the West Coast. It's just like when they totally tore that conference up. The people who suffer the most are the parents of these kids and the family members of these kids. They can't make that travel. Yeah, I mean, they can't make that travel. They can't. I don't think every parent that has a kid on Stanford's football team is rich enough to be able to fly from what is it? Southern California? Are they in Southern or Northern California?
They are in.
Where's Stanford at? Where's Stanford at?
Is that Northern California?
You're supposed to know that.
Southern?
I think they
Southern?
They up in the trees. I think they in the Northern.
Yeah, I think they Northern.
Oh, you know, North, you're right.
The symbol is that big ass tree.
Yeah.
Northern California to Raleigh, North Carolina. I don't think not every parent can afford that. And I know that's a rich kid school, but there's these things called scholarships. You know what I'm saying? And athletes need these. Families need these.
Well,
I don't like that.
Even take that point a step further, though, right? What happens when we're not talking about football and basketball? Because these other schools also still have – these other sporting programs still have to fall in line with these conferences.
Exactly.
So now Stanford's women's volleyball team
has to
go travel to Duke.
Yep.
Where they might be on a couple different commercial flights. They're not on the private jets that these
layovers and shit.
Leagues like when you look at like volleyball and baseball, like those sports, they play during the week too. Like I feel like we need to eliminate the term student athletes because that doesn't exist anymore because the schools obviously don't care because these kids still have to go to school, they still have to practice full time, and then they have to play on weekends, and then for some sports they got to travel during the week. So you're asking a kid on a Monday or Tuesday, hey, go travel from California to you said North Carolina or South Carolina and go play games there during the week. Like these kids still have school, and I know a lot of them are probably doing online classes and stuff, but that still hurts the kids. And plus, they're young. Like you want them to have the college experience, and they can't have it because they're working basically a full-time job, playing sports and being an athlete. So they have no personal life to them.
And you still don't want to compensate them because let's keep in mind, again, to the point we were making at first about how it's not just the love of the game.
I know where you're going with it.
The NCAA still not the ones cutting them checks.
They're
still not the ones cutting those checks.
Talk about it.
I am working for the NCAA, but my paycheck is outsourced.
Right. It comes from the store up the street.
My paycheck comes from unknown third party that I have to go find.
Bullshit. And do you think the Stanford volleyball women's volleyball team or the Stanford men's volleyball team, do you think they're getting NIL deals? I seriously doubt it.
I use Stanford's volleyball.
And I don't even want to use Stanford
because they're actually one of the top.
Austin Peay.
Yeah, they're one of the top schools in volleyball. But even still, a top women's athlete in volleyball is not getting the NIL deal that even an offensive lineman who's lesser known on a football team is capable of getting.
On Iowa.
So it's all a lot of BS if you ask me, man. A lot of BS.
I really think that the thing that I'm looking at with all of this, and this goes for us as humans, right? The way we watch sports. I really think that the way we watch sports is gonna, and I want to know you guys' opinion on this, and it's happening faster. I think it's gonna happen fastest with football. That's why I bring it up on this show, because with the NFL and definitely with college fucking football, the way we watch sports is changing so fast. Yeah. You can't even get every regular season football game on free TV no more. No. You can't do that. No. You can't. Like right now in St. Louis, I don't know what who's your matter of fact, who's your cable provider? What part of Texas you live in, Anthony?
I'm in Dallas, so I don't have cable. I use Hulu TV.
You use Hulu. Okay, you use Hulu for sports. Damn. All right, so it's just like here in St. Louis, right? DirecTV is beefing with Nexstar. Nexstar owns Fox, our local affiliate here. Guess what? We can't watch free games on Fox. You know what I'm saying? If you have DirecTV. And then I'm hearing about in Southern California, what is it? ESPN is beefing with Spectrum. And shit, hopefully, I don't know if it's happened here, but you can't watch in Southern California, you can't watch ESPN on fucking Spectrum. Yeah, in California. Like, what are we doing?
ESPN or like what is happening? But it's all a sign of the capitalistic nature of everything, man.
It is. And it's so sad, and it's happening so fast. And we're not paying attention to how fast it's happening. It's like it's light speed, and it's happening faster with these colleges as well. With these, with college football, and I can't. What's the number one example? You guys probably know better than me because you get. I'm lucky we can even see Mizzou games here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like pretty soon we're gonna have to pay for that in Missouri. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to pay for UT games. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if you live in Austin, you're probably gonna have to pay for UT games. Like, it's just, this shit is stupid. Like, I don't know.
Well, yeah, you got to pay for like ESPN Plus, and then there's like all types of different streaming services now. Like, you got to watch football games on Peacock, or if you want to, if you want to watch Thursday Night Football for the NFL, you got to go on Amazon Prime. Like, there's like you're basically gonna have to own every streaming site, and that's where it's all going. It's all going to streaming. At the end of the day, I think with the experiment with Amazon Prime taking over Thursday Night Football, they are stating that they're getting over 10 million viewers a game for those Thursday night games last year. So, I think at the end of the day, everything's going to move to streaming. They're going to make you pay for everything. We're already paying for it. There's no such thing as free TV anymore. Like, you got to pay for everything. So
I'm disgusted by it. Before we move on from this moronic college sport, which is, I'm sorry, no, hold up, not moronic. This poorly ran college sport from this very just piss poor organization, which is the NCAA. Josh? What was your major takeaway from college football over the weekend? Hold on, before we even go there, I'm sorry, I got to ask this. What the fuck is week 0? Why do they say week 0? Is that a preseason week?
It's
like, what is
it's
that?
only a college football thing. It's, again, I think another way for them to make money off a TV deal.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Essentially, it is the same thing as a restaurant or a retail store doing a soft launch. You're putting out a handful of games. You're not calling it week 1, even though it's week 1 for those schools that are playing.
Yeah.
And then your full week 1 comes the week after, where like every school, if you didn't play those select games that week before, everybody else plays.
I feel like they just started that bad.
It's also designed for the Hawaii to play in that week 0 to help with the colleges in traveling, because traveling to Hawaii is such a pain for a lot of these schools. So they actually originally designed it for Hawaii to always have a week 0 so that teams that travel there can either have a bye week, or they're not forcing them to travel as much to the state. So, but yeah, like Josh said, it's all about money at the end of the day. They know they can make money off of week 0 if they put, a couple of big schools on there, but also advertise some of the smaller schools that don't get as much TV time. But yeah, it's all about money. That's what it is.
I think it's sad. And stupid. But that's the type of shit we do in this league. All right, that's what we do in this country, capitalism, like you said, Josh. What was your biggest takeaway? Well, we all know what the biggest takeaway was. Who won college football? To me, Dan Le Batard said it right. He won football over the weekend. Yeah. Like, he just won the football. Like, all the football talk from last weekend goes to one dude. So who is it?
It's Colorado. Deion Sanders, Travis Hunter, Shedeur Sanders specifically. One, I understand that, and so like I gotta put this out here too. I'm not definitely not rooting against Deion. Did I feel a little skepticism for him leaving HBCU the way he did for a program like Colorado? Yes. End of the day, it's a black man head coach in the NCAA. I'm rooting for him to win. The fact that they were 20.5-point underdogs was crazy to begin with.
Yep.
And
damn.
Even bigger surprise to me than them actually pulling off the win was his son, Shedeur, looking the way that he looked as a quarterback for that entire game. Knew he was good, knew he could play, especially at the FCS level. Figured he can play at the FBS level. Did not think that he was like best quarterback in the country good, and that's how he looked on Saturday.
Okay. But he also was playing against a TCU team, from what I hear, has a shitty defense.
I mean, but that's also a team that was just in the national championship last year.
Also, too, against Georgia, and had a shitty defense.
Hey.
And I know it's Georgia.
But
I know it's Georgia,
that's
but.
That's also a Power 5 conference defense, and he put up 5-10 and 4 TDs with 9 incompletions.
They were the 94th ranked defense in the country last year, though. Like, and most of their starters are back from that same defense. Outside of Josh Newton, that defense at TCU is trash. So let's get that straight. Also, that offense, they've lost half of their starters, so they don't have the weapons that they did last season. So I think it might have been that we were just a little too hype on TCU, but I agree. I think the Colorado story is great, but I think my concern is everybody is jumping the gun here and saying that Colorado is the greatest thing since sliced bread and they're going to go, make the college football playoff and win the Pac-12. I think it's just one game, and we need to kind of see how they do the rest of the season because they still have to play USC. Yep. They still have to play Oregon. They still have to play Utah. Like, they still have a very tough schedule the rest of the season, and I don't know if, my prediction at the beginning of the year was thinking around 6-6. Now I'm thinking 8-4, 9-3. But I still don't think this is a playoff team because even Colorado's defense against a subpar TCU offense allowed 42 points. That's where the biggest concern I have is. Nothing wrong with the offense. Colorado's got one of the best offenses in the country, but that defense did not play well against TCU. They allowed way too many points and made too many mistakes on the defensive side. So that would be where my concern is. I think Colorado is going to make big strides. I think they're going to win the Big 12 next year when they join it. But this year, I still think they need a lot of work defensively.
Yeah, don't hear me wrong. I don't think this is like, okay, they're on the way to an undefeated season. But I think there was a disrespect level that was only out there for them because it was Deion.
Yeah, it kind of was.
Agreed.
Agreed. 2.5 wins.
Yeah. No, I thought the over-under was 3.5.
Or even still. So you mean to tell me going 4-8 is an over for your win total?
Yeah.
When
that's crazy.
Even Deion's first year at JSU, which granted they weren't as bad in comparison to their competition as Colorado was. He still took them from mediocre to basically second best team in the conference.
Yeah.
Overnight.
Yeah.
I don't see why he couldn't do the same thing in a weak Pac-12.
Right. Okay, so I'm with you. I'm kind of with you with it. I don't root for Prime to fail. I've known that man and looked up to that dude. Since '92, you know what I'm saying? When he came out of Florida State, I want to say it was. No, I'm sorry, shit. '89. I think he came out of Florida State, and went to go play for the Yankees. Got drafted by them, and got drafted by the fucking by the Atlanta Falcons. I think. Oh, I wonder if it was.
No, it was the Falcons, right?
Yeah. Because I know the Falcons drafted him, but I'm trying to. Who drafted him first? Was it the Braves or the Yankees? I think it was the Yankees. And it was so. So I've been down with Deion since then. Let me see that ashtray. Deion's the illest, but I really don't like how he did go to Jackson State. Like I'm not gonna front. I don't like how he did Jackson State and how that ended, and with everybody going crazy for Deion over the weekend and coming into this holiday over the holiday weekend and coming into this week, everybody's going crazy over for him, but all I could think about is just JSU just sitting over here by themselves in the dark, nobody giving a fuck, you know what I'm saying? It's just a big like like, what about us? You know what I'm saying? Thing on it. You know what I'm saying? That's all I could. I was happy for Deion because he proved the naysayers wrong. Whoop de whoop, this, that, and the third. But I'm not gonna front. Like, I just think about Jackson State, and I just don't think it's fair how it's. I could see if he left them. Like, he left them in good hands. We don't know who's taking over that program. We don't know who's running that program.
So he did get one of his assistants from his staff to be the head coach.
Oh, he did?
At JSU.
Okay, good. Good.
And I also feel like it's a struggle for me on both sides of it with the Jackson State situation, because there is something to be said for, again, a black coach getting a chance in an area that most other black coaches don't. Now, granted, he's still Deion, so he's going to get chances that some of these other black coaches wasn't going to get anyway.
Yeah.
But I also feel like for some people to say, okay, well, now ain't nobody going to care about Jackson State when Deion leave, the same people that wasn't going to care about them now probably didn't care about them before he got there, if we being 100% honest. Right. So that's kind of where I'm like, we got to call BS on some of the hate. But I do think that, it was very abrupt in how he left, which is always going to rub some people the wrong way. Right. And you can be a little bit more direct about it than what he was initially. Yeah. And you also don't have to be, but again, it's Deion. You don't have to be as, what's the word I'm looking for? You don't have to parade it around the way that he did on his way out. Right. In terms of just the show that he turned it into. Right. But in terms of making a move and wanting to go prove a point to the rest of the country, like, hey, I can do this at all levels. Yeah. I'm here for all of that. Yeah. I'm here for all of that.
Yeah. What you think, Ant?
I mean, I think he left Jackson State in a bad shape because they just got their ass kicked by Florida A&M this past weekend. So I was watching part of that game, and they looked nothing like the team they've been the last 2-3 seasons that Deion was their coach. So I think he left us. I also didn't really love how he left the school, but I don't like how coaches. I feel like that's very common that coaches leave their teams high and dry in college football, especially a lot of them that leave I'm going to leave before this bowl game. I know it's the most important game of the year, but screw you guys. I'm going to go join this new team. I hate coaches that do that. Yeah. Makes absolutely no sense. If you started something, go finish it. Yeah. So I mean, I know Deion technically finished it, but the way it was announced beforehand, before their last game, they ended up losing. And, I mean, they fought valiantly, but I'm sure that was in the back of the players' minds. My coach is leaving us high and dry, and I'm not talented enough to go play for Colorado, so I'm not going to get the chance to play with him again. So what the hell is the point of playing this game? So I don't love the way he left. I think he is good for college football in some ways. I think he's brought a lot more attention to to the sport. But, I mean, I don't know. I also don't love the transfer portal and how he used it. I mean, he's got 86 new players on that roster this year, and that's 86, and it's absolutely insane. But I think he's only showing off right now because he proved that, hey, my way worked. I brought in a whole new set of players. I don't blame him. Colorado was 1-11 last year. They were an absolute trash team, so he had to bring in new players. So I understand why he did it. But it may be the way that we're going to be doing it. Moving forward with college football, where coaches are going to bring in all new players. So this may be the new way of doing it. It's just there's a certain way to go about it. I don't know if he did the right way or not, but I don't know. It's just changing college football. How it's going to end up being like the NFL, where teams may end up trading for other players, and everyone's going to start leaving schools every year or two. So that's my concern with players are not going to be loyal to their colleges anymore.
They shouldn't because the coaches never were.
Well, and it's also just a sign of the times too. We are a lot more of an instant gratification society overall now, whereas kids aren't going to a school thinking, okay, well, I'm going to go in, I'm going to earn my spot, whether it's this year or maybe even my sophomore year, get my playing time up, and so by the time that I get to the end of this, I can make sure I get, to the league. Now everybody feels like they need to have all eyes on them from day one. I can only be a top 10 pick if I'm, a star as a freshman. That's not the case. It's never been the case in college football. There's a lot of dudes that didn't play as freshmen and sophomores that won Heisman's as seniors. Right. So the instant gratification of it all, I think, trickles down initially from coaches being able to leave out of a contract whenever they please, to now players feeling like, all right, if the coach can do it, I can too. Yeah. Which they're not necessarily wrong in thinking, but it's now turning the sport into something it never was before.
Yeah. But I want the kids too to also understand, like, education is really important. I feel like with the transfer portal, it's like, well, who cares about getting a degree anymore? It doesn't really matter. Like, I don't go to class. Like, I don't need to learn. Like, I still think it's really important because what do you have? Like 2-3% of the players actually end up making the NFL and end up having somewhat productive careers. Most of these kids are not going to go play in the NFL. So that's why this whole transfer portal thing and the conference realignment, it bothers me because I feel like we're forgetting at the end of the day, we go to college to get an education so that we can, build a career ourselves. And football is not going to be the end all everything for everybody. It's not how it's going to end for everyone. So why are we not paying attention to the education part anymore and just focusing on where the money is, which is, let's go to a new conference that's going to give us a lot of money and stuff like that. Like, it just bothers me that education is not important. And maybe that's just the clean side of me on that part. But I feel like these kids are forgetting about the most important thing is that you go to school to get an education because you're more than likely not going to make the NFL. You're not going to have a long career.
All right, man. I got to hold you up. I hear you. But look, I should have been put this out here. Here's the phone number, y'all, 515-599-1687, 515-599-1687. If you'd like to call in, one more time, 515-599-1687. I don't know what kids you're talking about, Ant. Maybe you mean like back in maybe the 40s, 50s, and 60s. But, man, they been stopped not talking about education. And I don't blame 18-year-old kids for just wanting to play a sport and having fun, and doing that. What I blame is those adults for the last 40 to 50 years, if not longer, that has been using those college kids and using those bodies, and education was never on the forefront of nothing. It was just like, man, fuck that. We got to win these games. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Good point.
Joe Paterno was Joe Paterno was he like all about passing off? I don't think he was about. That's a wrong motherfucker to bring up. Good God. Oh man, why'd I say his name? Jesus. But look, man, I just want to say this. I really. Good conversation on that. We're gonna switch over, man. Get the shit going, man. We're gonna get that's the draft music. Damn it! I need some NFL music. What's that?
What's that NBC theme song?
Yeah, no, I was gonna do.
Oh yeah,
that's the damn draft music.
Song, yeah.
But I was gonna do trying to do that Fox music. What's the Fox music? God bless it. There's no fucking. I don't have no football music over here. This shit pisses me off. I wish I had some NFL sounds or something like, you know what I'm saying? Like the shit from back in the frozen tundra.
Yeah. The good old Hard Knocks intro.
Yeah, like the old school, like with the Steve Sable and his dad. You know what I'm saying? Like that's that old school shit. All right, look, man. Let's jump into week 1. Josh, you got the list ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, I wanna jump into these games with y'all. We're gonna be in and out. I'm trying to figure out what to bet, who to pick. I'll even let's just even go with tomorrow night, man. Let's start off with where we should start, cause KC Detroit. I don't know who to pick. I don't trust Detroit for shit. What is it? KC. Travis hurt. Chris still out. Like they don't have a running back. Like I don't know who to pick. Yeah, what's going on? What say y'all?
Kansas City.
Yeah,
you never bet against Patrick Mahomes. If we learned anything from last year, even if he gets hurt, even if he doesn't have Tyreek Hill, he's always going to be the best quarterback in the NFL. So I will never bet against that man.
He's only the best if Goat ain't playing. He's only the best if Goat ain't playing.
So my thing with the Lions, right? Everybody has just been, because they went on that crazy win streak at the end of last year. Finished either 8-9, 9-8, whatever, missed the playoffs, but had that crazy game against Green Bay to finish out the season.
Actually, they could have made the playoffs if somebody lost and somebody had to lose because they won the game.
I think it was Seattle that needed to lose.
Seattle had to lose, yeah.
So they barely missed the playoffs. Now everybody is just penciling them in like, okay, they're gonna take a leap.
Yep.
When have the Detroit Lions ever lived up to expectations?
Preach, bro. Preach.
When?
Bro, exactly. And I don't even like Dan Campbell. I think he's a fucking meathead. I think he's just a big, just dumbass. The only reason he got the job because the owner probably, you remind me of my son. And he hired his ass. He's a big fucking doofus. But I think he can have those players believing some shit having them believing they can do things that they normally should not be able to do. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing I think. And KC is beat up. You know what I'm saying? They beat up right now.
KC's beat up, but yes, they won't have Chris Jones. They might not have Travis Kelce.
Why would you play him? He's got a bone bruise. That's not something that
That's a 2 to 3 week injury.
Yeah,
I would just keep him out. It's a long season.
Okay, so let's say they keep him out. Okay, great. Patrick Mahomes still going to throw for probably close to 300 yards, probably 2 or 3 touchdowns. Detroit still can't stop anybody. They're improved on defense. They got some young players.
How was their secondary last year?
Their secondary was okay, but at the same time, they finished the season 7-1. They still started 2-7 before this.
Yeah,
They were 2-7 for a reason.
Yeah.
So I understand, and I say this a lot with the NBA. I say it now for the NFL. There is a very big difference going from season to season between being the hunter and being the hunted.
Yeah.
When you got expectations on your back,
yeah,
them games not the same as it was when people just looked at you as the Lions.
Yeah.
When they are predicting you to win your division, y'all start off 0-2, 0-3.
Wow, they're predicted to win that. That division ain't shit though.
I mean, it's not.
North
it's
is
not.
bad.
But at the same time, again, when have we ever expected things of the Lions and they've come through on those expectations?
Yeah. I get you.
This is a lot of stock to put in the team that also still has Jared Goff at quarterback.
Yeah.
As improved as he was last season.
Yeah.
You're questionable on defense, and again, they're going to have a tougher schedule now, having finished what they did in the division last year versus the year before. I'm not on the hype.
Josh, I 100% feel you, and you're right. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing. This is sports. Shit happens. You know what I'm saying? Shit happens. Nobody expected Golden State Warriors to be a fucking dynasty, and they turned into being one. Nobody expected the New England Patriots. The shit you're saying about the Lions, you almost could say that shit about the Pats. You know what I'm saying?
But at the same time, over time, we've seen that, okay, the Patriots also had arguably the best quarterback of all time, arguably the best coach of all time.
It's not arguably.
I'm saying for those who are Tom Brady haters. I don't.
He's GOAT.
He's the GOAT.
He's GOAT.
But you had Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. You had Steph Curry for the Warriors. Who's Steph Curry or Tom Brady for the damn Detroit Lions?
I hear you.
Nobody.
They don't. To me, and maybe they might have to start like 4 or 5-0 for me.
Give me the line. What's the odds?
So the line is down to 5.5. KC's the favorite.
5.5.
5.5.
So what's my odds?
The money line is minus 235. So basically,
if I get Detroit.
Oh, so if you take Detroit, money line is plus 194. So $100 wins you 194.
I might fuck around and do that. I throw that in my parlay and shit. You know what I'm saying? Just to boost my parlay. You still
good luck with that.
You still got to go in the Arrowhead. Yeah. You still got to again. You taking Jared Goff to go play Patrick Mahomes.
Matter of fact, and there is no parlay because they playing a solo game on Thursday.
Well, FanDuel will let you do the same game if you want to get.
I'm not trying to wait till Sunday.
The stats and whatnot, but I'm taking the Chiefs. I'm still tempted to take the points, even not knowing if Travis Kelce plays.
Well, that's true. Yeah, I could do a parlay. Yeah, just anytime touchdown. Your boy Pat. What is it? Anytime touchdown. Fucking Jared Goff, whole sorry ass. You
can mess around with the odds with some of the parlays, but I will say tread lightly on the Patrick Mahomes yards if they're not gonna have Travis Kelce. Probably gonna try to mix in the running backs a little bit more. Pacheco, McKinnon, you might see a little bit more. Clyde Edwards-Helaire this year. I don't know. Some people are saying he might play. Some people are saying he's definitely still going to be third string.
Right.
I don't feel like you should ever lose your job due to injury. Right. But at the same time, that's not my team to run. So
and I just want to say real quick, damn it, because I got to fit this in. What they're doing to the running back position in the National Football League is disgusting. It's incomparable. It's the largest labor violation I've seen in professional sports. probably since before free agency, when cats couldn't decide where they wanted to go and had no choice and nothing. Like, this shit is disgusting. It is outright putrid what the NFL is doing. Like, they are basically devaluing bodies, like human beings. Like, they're devaluing human beings, and nobody's putting it like that. And the shit is disturbing. I don't fucking like it. I just want to say that. Y'all, quick thoughts on that?
I agree.
Yeah.
I it's so weird that we've always talked about how, what wins championships is having a strong running game by, earning the time of possession as well as having a strong defense. And yeah, I don't know what the deal is. I mean, you look at guys like Austin Eckler who can catch the ball and run the ball at the same time. Like, a lot of these guys have become versatile because of, the game has changed where it's all about passing. So if you're a running back and you can't catch the ball out of the backfield and be a contributor in the passing game, I mean, unless you're Derrick Henry, I mean, you're basically worthless in terms of, what you can do on the field. So, I mean, I agree. I think I don't know what's happened with the market. I think what's going on also is a lot of teams know, like, a running back's career is pretty much done by 30 because they take so much punishment. But that's why a lot of teams want to have multiple running backs in their backfield. So they have to pay multiple running backs. They're not going to give one guy 15-20 million because they can just have two backs that are 5-10 million that can basically do the same work. So that's what the NFL's thinking is. I don't think it's right, but that's what teams are thinking because they know they need 2-3 running backs if they want them to sustain a long career.
And some fans are with it. Some fans are like, I don't want them to pay my running back a lot of money. I'd rather them do that and chop up the money and give it to 2-3 different. What the fuck?
So I think you have to look at it in conjunction. The devaluing of the running back and the overvaluing of the quarterback is happening simultaneously. In an off season where, if you just look at the games last year, New York Giants, there's nobody on the face of the earth that would tell you that Daniel Jones was more important to that team than Saquon Barkley.
Right.
But in an NFL where we don't have 32 good quarterbacks, but we have over 32 good running backs, we have to pay Daniel Jones like he's an elite quarterback when he is maybe mediocre at best. So then, now I got to go look Saquon Barkley in the eye and say, look, I got to pay Daniel Jones $40 million. I can only give you 10. But Saquon Barkley's probably a $20-25 million running back.
And that's their best player. Jeez.
But that's the league we're in where everybody feels like you got to have the guy at QB and you can put in a guy at running back. And it really, if not only history, but even recent years shows you the teams that have the best running backs in the league were still good. They could still win. Yeah. It's just you have generational quarterbacks like Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady. You want to throw Aaron Rodgers in there. Yeah. Those guys are always consistently in the mix. But you also look at the San Franciscos of the world. Jimmy Garoppolo was the dude for them. Yeah. Now, it's just you can win both ways, and I think we've gone too far one way with the quarterbacks, and we are not going far enough the other way with the running back.
But Josh, I think you bring up a good point too about the one thing that's saving Daniel Jones is that he's mobile. He can run the ball, which is I think also changed the running back position. That quarterbacks are more mobile now. Where you look at someone like Lamar Jackson and Jalen Hurts, they're the best running backs on their own rosters, and they're also the quarterback. So I think the evolution of the quarterback position has also devalued the running back position as well, where teams are like, well, I'll just give Jalen Hurts $185 million because I know he's going to be my leading rusher, my leading passer for the next 5 to 10 years. So I think that's also quite a factor.
I'm going to tell you right now, if that is a fucking Philly and Baltimore's, they can't be B-Moores. Because I think Harbaugh and that organization are smarter than that. But if that's Philly's game plan, that we're going to just run fucking Jalen Hurts and goddamn Lamar Jackson into the ground, they are stupid as fuck.
Well,
like, that's dumb.
I don't think it's
that's dumb. That's not smart football.
I think it's
not smart football.
If my quarterback can give me 13 rushing touchdowns, I'm going to have to pay him anyway. Let's go ahead and give him the biggest bag possible and continue to cycle in these running backs we've been cycling in already.
I hear you, but with other mobile quarterbacks, with Josh in Buffalo and with Pat, it's run less. We know you can run less. Why you want fucking Jalen and Lamar to run more? No, especially not on Lamar. Yeah. Like,
Look what happened to RG3 when he was in Washington.
Oh,
he was their leading rusher. They didn't have a great running game, so they leaned on RG3, and he ended up screwing up his knee, and his career was over after that.
Yeah, Mike Shanahan, he's not a good coach. He got blessed with fucking Elway and fucking TD. Matter of fact, the Broncos, if they never got Terrell Davis, they wouldn't have won that. They wouldn't have won that at all. Like, everybody knows that. Yeah, for real. Because John Elway to me always won shit. I'm just saying. I'm here to say it. Overrated quarterback. Over fucking rated. But anyway, all right. Next game.
I think this is the most intriguing game on Sunday, by the way. 49ers and Steelers.
Why?
So, hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
The same hype that everybody's giving Detroit, right? They finished the season 7-1 to go 9-8.
Yeah, and got his hands up. He's ready for this one. Like, because I'm not intrigued.
The Steelers did the exact same thing. They literally were 2-6, finished the season 9-8. Mike Tomlin has never had a losing season.
Yeah, we know that.
And we just expect them to be mediocre now.
Wait, so you talking about they finished the season the same way the Niners did?
They finished the season the same way the Lions did, but nobody is giving them that hype when I feel like they are going to be better than the Lions are on the field.
They're not doing that because it's the Steelers. You're supposed to be good, like you said. You know what I'm saying?
So
Tomlin.
I think the Steelers defense, and then now we got tape on Brock Purdy. Let's see if you can keep this going. Yeah. The whole hype train was there for them going to the NFC Championship, which I think in that system he can still be good enough.
Yeah.
You're a little questionable coming off the injury, but I think that's the most intriguing game on Sunday because I think that's a game that can either say a whole lot about the Steelers or say a whole lot in the wrong way about the 49ers, depending on what that outcome looks like.
But what I guess when I watch 49er games, I'm trying to understand what did Brock Purdy do. I mean, he didn't do anything special. I mean, he's a very average quarterback. Yes. He throws for 200 yards and like one touchdown a game. Like it's all Christian McCaffrey. Like without Christian McCaffrey, that offense or George Kittle, that offense doesn't exist. So I don't understand the hype. I mean, Brock Purdy's a winner. I'll give him that. He won a lot of games, but the 49ers have a great defense too. So I think that helped out a lot. But I don't get the love with Purdy. For this, I would take the Steelers because I think Kenny Pickett is actually making really good strides. They have a really strong running game, and obviously, the Steelers defense is great as well. I think the 49ers will be good this year, but I think the talent in the AFC, I think is way better than the NFC. And then honestly, I hate the 49ers being an Eagles fan because all they do is been whining and bitching of this offseason that they they would have won that game. So, screw the 49er fans. Go Steelers.
They have.
So, Anthony, you're a prophet, bro.
Damn, you're a prophet. He just nailed that shit.
So, here's my thing. Everybody's been on that Brock Purdy train. So much so.
Ed just nailed that shit.
But why?
So much so that they was willing to give up on Trey Lance after taking him 3rd overall and giving up all the shit that they gave up for him, right?
They did give up on Trey Lance.
So they've gone so far into the corner of, okay, we believe in Brock Purdy.
All in for Purdy.
I don't think it's just going to be that simple as, all right, we're just going to roll him back out here and we're just going to go 14-3 again. We also saw them go through all of last year with pretty few injury issues. Mm-hmm. What happens if McCaffrey goes down with an injury again now? Mm-hmm. What happens if George Kittle's not healthy? Mm-hmm. What happens if Debo's not healthy? Mm-hmm. You're going to be putting a lot of trust into Brock Purdy, and we've seen 7-8 games of it where now teams are gonna have tape on you the same way they had on Jimmy Garoppolo. They're gonna have tape on you the same way you've had every other Shanahan quarterback. And we've seen time and time again, as these things go along, you're gonna need a new guy to throw out there. And what you gonna do, put in Sam Darnold? Come on.
I think we're all in alliance on this.
And so even the Steelers, I love the Steelers this week as an underdog pick at home, which history shows you too for a little bit of betting education. Anytime you get a home team that is an underdog by less than a touchdown in terms of points, just take the money line because there's a good chance that if they cover the spread, they're going to win the game.
Oh, shit.
So Steelers are my underdog pick of the week because, again, to Anthony's point, I think they're going to be much better on offense now. Kenny Pickett got named captain in his second year. George Pickens is a monster.
Beast, absolute beast.
George Pickens he's got the talent to have been a first round pick last year. Of course, dropped to the second round. I think they're gonna be in teams' grills on defense. The Steelers, I don't want to go as far as picking them to win the AFC North because I just think that's gonna be a dogfight of a division as always. But they're definitely going to be a playoff team. And I think it starts winning week 1.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think Pittsburgh's going to be that. It's going to be very tough, and that AFC North, that division is tough. Like
tough.
That division is going to be a monster. But I want to say it's not this easy, but you sewn it up so well, and plus I was already leaning Pittsburgh because, I had to say the same thing, like, I don't believe in Purdy like that, and that dude had a significant injury, and he's just going to come out and just bust ass like that? Like, I didn't think – he's not going to be Joe Montana in game 1.
They've even said something along the lines of they may have to, like, manage his reps, which – what does that even mean?
Wow. Well, you mean in practice, right? Not in the game.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, what does that even mean? You're going to have to manage his reps during the week? Is this going to be like you're going to have to give Sam Darnold snaps during the game?
Right, right.
And if
it's not like they're going to throw it 20, 25 times a game anyway. Right. It's just going to be 15 to 18 passes with him. So when they say managing, it's like, well, their offense is really just running the football. So I wouldn't be concerned about that because they're not throwing the football anyway. He is not the type of quarterback to be like a Josh Allen or Joe Burrow where you can throw it 40, 50 times and be successful.
True.
Facts.
All right, so next game.
Panthers and Falcons.
Panthers and Falcons. Man, a lot of people hype on the Falcons this year.
I think it's more about the division than the team, to be honest. NFC South is going to be pretty weak this year.
Oh yeah,
I'm not a believer in the Falcons just because I don't know what we're getting with Desmond Ridder at quarterback. And they probably will win this game Sunday though because I think the Panthers have the potential to be the worst team in the league.
Oh yeah, easily.
And it's not going to be any fault of Bryce Young. He's probably going to come in and look fine. But that offensive line is in shambles. Yeah. Skill players, they all right, but Adam Thielen's probably over the hill from a career standpoint right now. Yeah. Miles Sanders is all right.
I didn't know he was still in the league. Damn.
I think it's just going to be a rough season for Carolina overall, but Falcons probably win the game. I'm excited to see what Bijan Robinson does. If Arthur Smith actually gives him the damn ball, hopefully. But Falcons probably win this one by a touchdown or more.
Okay. Yep, that's who I got. Who you got, Ed?
I disagree. I think Carolina wins. I think they have a solid defense. Miles Sanders was underutilized in Philadelphia, so I think he's fresher than people think he is. Ooh. I think he can make a significant difference in the passing game because if Philly just underutilized him so badly in the running game. So I think Miles Sanders is going to make a bigger impact than people think. Don't forget about Adam Thielen. I know he's a little bit on the older side, but I think he can make a significant difference in that passing game. I do agree. I'm very worried about the offensive line for Carolina. I think this game is picking the lesser of two evils because they both suck. But at the end of the day, I just don't believe in Desmond Ridder. He gave me zero confidence last year to really say, oh, that's the guy. He's going to be the future quarterback of this franchise. I think that's the only downfall to Atlanta. So they don't have a quarterback, and I think that makes a significant difference. I think if they would have tried to find a starting quarterback in the offseason, I think Atlanta can probably win this division. But I have no confidence in Desmond Ridder, so I'm actually taking Carolina to win.
Wow. First disagreement from the football guys.
Now, if we did want to take those two picks, just as a quick gambling plug again, if you wanted to take the Steelers and Panthers together on the money line parlays, plus 442 odds on that. So
just for Steelers and
Panthers.
Wow.
So if you feeling the side of the underdogs,
I can't just do two teams.
Like I said, I personally, honestly, if I'm being 100% honest, I would not bet the game at all between Carolina and Atlanta.
Agreed.
But I'm not mad at Anthony picking the Panthers because again, to me, the only concern was the offense. Defensively, they can play. Yeah. And if Desmond Ridder's trash, it's gonna play right into Carolina's hand.
And let's just call it what it is with the Falcons. Like the Falcons are that team that every Sunday you're either not you just expect them to lose. Like you just see the losing score. Like it's always like 21-31 them down, you know what I'm saying? Or 14-21, they got 14. Like they always find a way. They find ways to lose. Like that's one thing about the Falcons. They find a way to lose. I don't know who the hell are picking that. I might stay the hell away from that game. Who we got next game?
Next game, Ravens and Texans in Baltimore.
We got to speed it up too. Ravens and Texans.
Yeah, Ravens are 10-point favorites.
Into that game, was that game in Atlanta?
Yeah.
That's the only reason I might take Atlanta.
Yeah, I mean, it's in Atlanta, but I mean division rivals, you can kind of throw home road advantage away.
I feel you.
But yeah, Ravens 10-point favorites at home against the Texans for the next game.
Okay.
Ravens by 20.
Yeah,
easy win.
The Texans probably aren't winning. I'm excited to see what DeMeco Ryans is able to do in Houston if they actually give him a real chance that they did not give the other coaches before him. But the Ravens are
they better.
The game is where? So you said it's Houston?
No, I'm saying I'm hoping that they give him an actual chance.
No, I know that. Where's the game?
Oh, it is in Baltimore.
Oh, yeah. Be more by dub.
This one will be over by half.
Yeah, love that. That shit's going to be amazing.
Next one, another AFC North battle, Bengals and Browns in Cleveland. Cleveland's actually underdogs at home in this game, and I'm tempted to take that money line too. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I'll take that bet with you right
Bengals.
All day.
Take the Bengals.
I got dub on Cincy right now. What you want to do?
Deshaun Watson is not the same quarterback.
Cincy. Are you crazy?
Sorry.
Say that again, Ant. Say that again.
Oh, Deshaun Watson's not the same quarterback he was when he was in Houston.
That is going to be the biggest determining factor for the type of season that Cleveland has, because they have everything else, if you ask me.
Yeah.
They have the offensive line, they have the skill players, they have the defense.
Yeah.
When they want to stop the run, that's one problem that's going to always kind of persist with them. But everything besides quarterback really isn't a question mark. It's either like a big thumbs up, or at least we kind of leaning towards yes.
Yeah.
If Deshaun Watson looked like he did last year, it's going to be heads and beds for them early. It's gonna be a wrap for them very early in the season if he looks the way that he looked last year, because we all understood that he was probably going to come back slow after missing basically 2 seasons, but he looked washed, bro.
Whoa, you're going a little far, did he? I don't.
Yes.
I'm not gonna lie, 'cause I ain't watch a lot of Cleveland games.
He
don't give a shit about
he
that.
looked pretty bad.
But again, you just said it. But look, here's the thing. Also, too, that's a Deshaun Watson who had missed 2 years, like you said, and still had that legal shit on his back and hovering over him all during the season, and everybody watching him and catching all heat. So now you have to realize that's gone. A lot less heat. Of course, that's what's going to be brought up first. Yeah, I mean, especially on television. But he's not going to hear that. What he's going to hear is, the plays. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's not going to be so much outside noise. So I really think Cleveland can play a hell of a lot better. I'm definitely taking Cincy in that game, because to be honest with you, I got 3 teams right now going to the Super Bowl. I'm sorry, I got 3 teams right now winning it. It's either Jets, Cincy, or Philly. And that's where I'm at with it. That's why I hate to just jump the gun like that, because we got to stick to this week one.
My only thing with Cincy, and it's really more specifically for this game than the entire season, because I still think they're going to be one of the best 3 teams in the AFC when it's all said and done.
Hell yeah.
But one, they were a team that started a little bit slow last year, and I also think that defense is going to be worse this year than it was.
Why? Who'd they lose?
They lost Jesse Bates. They weren't honestly that great of a defense to begin with. Trey Hendrickson's a year older. He also don't look like he got the same step that he had a couple years ago. I feel like there is a level to go defensively that's probably going to be required for them, at least out the gates, just to be in that 3-1, 4-0 type of mix. Right. I'm not sold on it just yet. They're going to be able to outscore just about anybody.
Who you got in this game?
Cincy, for sure.
I know you. I think
that's
for the betting aspect. I'm leaning towards Cleveland, but overall, like if I think the better team, I think it's Cincinnati.
All right,
but I'm just tempted by the money line with Cleveland being at home.
Okay, all right, that's what's up. Next game
is Buccaneers and Vikings in Minnesota.
Oh shit! God damn.
Minnesota is
Can we skip this fucking
6-point favorites, and I don't love that for them, but. And it's also Baker Mayfield.
But it's in Tampa Bay, right?
No, it is in Minnesota.
It's in Minnesota?
Yeah.
And who you got?
Man, I don't know. I'm tempted to say Tampa Bay, but that's a horrible game to bet on.
It is.
I'm gonna go Minnesota just because they have better weapons, and I don't know where Tampa Bay is right now with Baker Mayfield. I don't know if he can get it to Mike Evans and them. So I'm just going to go Vikings, but this game sucks to pick.
Yeah, I'll lean Vikings right now just because they're at the crib. Like, they typically play well at home, especially early in the season. Yeah. But I don't love the Vikings this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I concur on everything y'all saying, but I'm going Vikings because they're at home. They're playing. Who are they playing again?
The Buccaneers.
Oh God, the Bucs are so trash.
Yeah.
Where's Byron Leftwich?
I'm not sure.
See,
I don't know.
It's funny. It's funny to me. It's just funny to me how these guys from the Eagles, all these offensive coordinators and defensive coordinators, these cats can go to the Super Bowl and lose it, but yet get head coaching jobs here, there, and it happens all the time with white coordinators of losing fucking teams.
Yeah.
They still can get jobs other places, but no. Byron,
especially a defensive coordinator who blows a 10-point halftime lead and loses the Super Bowl for us, even though he made zero second half adjustments. Don't even get me started on the Eagles stuff. I can't even get started. I agree.
I'm not seeing that one, but yeah,
Gannon.
But
Crash.
His dad was dope. It pisses me off. But look, I got Minnesota in this just because it's Minnesota. They're at home. Baker might play decent, but I don't see them really doing it. You know what I'm saying? Next game.
Another stinker: Arizona and Washington. In Washington.
Washington. Easily Washington.
Washington.
Sam Howell is going to destroy that defense.
Everybody know Arizona tanking. Clearly tanking.
Arizona's
tanking. Taking tough.
I want to see what Eric Bieniemy does with this offense.
Yeah.
Because I have a very sneaky suspicion.
Another brother. How many championships is this man?
Yeah, been to 3 Super Bowls.
He has to take a lateral jump. He has to take a lateral move
on a worse team.
It's insane.
He basically downgrades himself.
Oh my God! And
for the sake of upgrading later.
And then his boss, his boss. Is mad because this dude knows he's gonna take his job and hates on him during training camp publicly. What are we doing, Ron?
Yeah,
Riverboat Ron.
Yeah, look, but I think I have a very sneaky suspicion that Riverboat Ron is gonna be on the riverboat somewhere, probably by about week 6.
And it's so effed up. Like
he should have by now.
Yeah,
maybe so, but it's like, damn, that's the only other minority coach we have. Well, not the only other one, but the only Native American brother. And we have so few. We got to have a minority coach knock out another minority coach. Like, that's what
crazy.
Oh,
Washington will probably blow them out at home.
I hate that league.
Yep.
Yeah. Next up is Titans and Saints in New Orleans.
Oh, Titans.
Titans also another underdog. They're not a home underdog, but underdogs that I would be interested in
Titans,
taking the money line on.
Give me how many more games we got?
We have 6, 7.
7?
Yeah.
Oh, we have to speed through these. All right. Let me read through these games. All right, bet. Titans at New Orleans.
Yeah. I got Tennessee.
Yeah, Tennessee.
Yeah.
I got Saints.
I think the Saints are going to be better this year than they were last year, but I think the Titans win this game. Just Derrick Henry reemergence. I'm kind of looking that way.
You just talked about picking the home teams, Josh. What's going on?
Well, I'm home underdog specifically. Yeah. Saints are favored at home, which they typically are going.
Oh, are they?
The Saints are getting some love now with this new team they got, but I don't trust it. I got Tennessee.
Yeah. Next up, we got Jacksonville and Indy. In Indianapolis.
Jacksonville. Yeah.
Tell me why you Jim Irsay is a drunk, coked out idiot. He just is. Like, this dude does not know how to run a football team. You have a very hot commodity, which is a really good young quarterback that is dope. But instead of helping him and trying to make sure he can be successful, you take away his greatest weapon in your running back.
Yeah. You don't pay your running back, and then you fly orca whale to like the Pacific Coast.
What? What? It dies in the process. You kill the orca whale while you do it.
Don't billionaire shit,
you
man.
Stupid bitch.
Give me the Jaguars. I'm taking the points in this game too. They favored by 4.5. They gonna probably win that by like 2 touchdowns.
Money line and points.
Agreed.
Next up, Philly and the Patriots in New England.
Philly.
Yeah. As a
Philly,
heads up, this
easily.
game, though, they are doing like a ceremony for Brady at this game. I
Oh
don't know
yeah,
if it's
that's
before
right.
the game or at halftime, but if you end up betting like the sentimental or like the storyline aspect of things, Patriots are underdogs at home. I don't love this line for them. I think the Eagles are just a better team.
Yeah.
And they also catching the Patriots a little early in the season, so I'll take the Eagles on this.
You know,
Yeah, Mac Jones is still their quarterback, so they're still trash offensively. So Philly, I think, blows them out.
super trash.
Yeah. Raiders at Broncos.
Slow down.
Oh.
That's the pass. Okay.
He said it's a pass.
So here's the thing. We have, that's an X. We have a pass. We had a thing.
Yep.
It was long for a long time. Most of my life.
Yep.
But I won't be back with that stupid. Bless you. Bless you again. I won't be back. Bless you again, my brother. Damn. Okay. This dude sneezing his ass off. Damn.
You all right,
he said, "You all right, Josh? Get it again. There it is. The quadruple trifecta. Okay, what is it?
Rattling things off.
Don't play. We don't know new COVID.
Yeah,
it's gonna come naturally. Shit.
Don't mutate shit.
For real. What is it? This organization will not be right until they get rid of a coach who obviously the game has passed him by. This man does not know football like he once did. He once was a defensive guru. He once was the greatest football coach in the National Football League. Is he the greatest coach ever? Maybe so. But right now, he is not it. And Kraft knows what's up, and Kraft needs to figure it the hell out and stop bullshitting. And yeah, he got to cut bait from that fool.
Do you think he really fired Belichick?
He got to. He already
never.
He already,
you can't do that.
Yes, he will. And yes, he will. He hinted on. He hinted on. What is it? He hinted on dude being I'm sick of all this losing anyway. But yeah. Next game.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't see it. I mean, Raiders and Broncos in Denver.
I want to see the Broncos. I want to see the Broncos kick ass. I don't like all the heat that Russell Wilson caught this last season. He caught a lot of strays. He caught a lot of fucking heat from that couldn't hack it ass coach he had, Nathan Hackett. That dude had the perfect fucking name. That dude was trash. What is it? I look for him to clown, and I look for Denver to do something.
I'll take Denver just off the strength that they typically don't lose at home early in the season because teams don't know how to handle the altitude. So, and this is also the Raiders, a team that I don't expect to be good this year.
Word.
Yeah, Sean Payton is a big upgrade for the Broncos, so I would take the Broncos there.
Yeah, they are 4-point favorites at home, by the way.
The Broncos are?
Yes.
Damn.
Yeah.
So that's the deal. Because see, they to me, whatever their win total was, I got to go place my bets too. I got to go to the casino. Whenever their win total was, it's of last year, it's gonna surpass that. They're gonna be so much better. Sean's gonna get them together next game.
Rams at Seahawks in Seattle.
Lambs at Seahawks. I'll take Seahawks.
Yeah, Cooper Kupp just got announced today. Yeah, dealing with the hamstring injury. I'm taking Seattle.
There you go. Who you got?
Yeah, Rams are the. I don't know. Them and the Cardinals are battling for worst team in that division, so I think Seattle blows them out.
I love it too. F the Lambs. Okay.
Green Bay and the Bears, Packers and Bears in Chicago.
Both trash. Who you got, Ant?
I got Packers. I'm not as high on Chicago as everyone else is. I think Fields is a good quarterback, but I still don't think they have enough to really help him out. So I actually trust Green Bay a little bit more. I think they'll be a little more creative offensively because Josh Love is just more Jordan Love is just more mobile than Aaron Rodgers is. I think he can do a little more in that offense. So I actually am going to go Green Bay.
I agree.
Yeah, I actually agree with that. I don't understand the hype with Chicago either. I know everybody likes how Justin Fields looked from a fantasy standpoint, but real life he still didn't throw the ball well. So give me the Packers.
Yep.
All right, I'm with it.
Yep.
I'll take Green Bay as well. I will do that. Okay, next game.
Dolphins and Chargers in L.A.
Ooh. I want to take Miami just because I think Miami can be good if Tua stays healthy. I like Tua. I like Miami. I like their coach, even though he's a weirdo, but I like him. And yeah, I got them. Let's wrap. Let's go. Let's rock it. How many more games we got?
We got 2 more after this.
Okay, bet.
Give me the Dolphins. I'm also taking them on the money line plus 138.
There you go.
I'll go Chargers.
Chargers.
Yep.
Oh, and they're playing in LA too. That's why they're plus 138.
Yeah, but
wow.
I mean, that's a real home field.
Yeah. But they got. Is their field open now? Is their park?
SoFi you can open.
No, SoFi is all the way open. Yeah. Okay.
Sunday night football, you got Cowboys at Giants.
Oh, Cowgirls at G-Men.
Cowboys
will cover. Yeah.
Word. Are y'all jumping on this Cowgirls can go to the Super Bowl type shit this year, Train?
Oh hell no! They're not going to the Super Bowl.
Why would we ever believe that?
That's what I'm saying. There's so many. It's like
why would we ever believe they can actually pull it off?
People that you would think are smart are saying that.
No, I like the Giants, but I don't like them to win this game.
Yeah, I feel you.
I guess. Oh, go ahead.
I guess. And they're playing where?
They're playing in New York.
I got Giants. It's Sunday night. Yep, I got Giants. And Monday Night Football.
You got Bills and Jets in New York, or at the Jets. Of course, both teams play in New York technically. So
Bills Jets, that's gonna be a hell of a game.
I think Bills win. I don't know if the Jets are going to make the playoffs. That's my hot take. I think that I don't know about the Jets right now. I don't know about them. I think their defense is good enough. I think Rodgers is still good. I think they have some weapons there, but man, as an Eagles fan, I don't know if you guys remember the Dream Team that Vince Young had to open his stupid mouth about. I just get those kind of vibes from the Jets.
Yeah. I like the Jets, and I still think they can be good and miss the playoffs. As crazy as that might sound, but everybody's writing the Bills off because they don't win in the playoffs, but this is still a good regular season team.
Right. All right, I'll go I got Jets winning one of the teams winning the whole thing, so I think they might come out the gate just smoking, and I could see Jets winning that game. I could see it being a shootout, though. I see that thing being 38-35 Jets.
Another home underdog for you.
Yeah,
Jets and Giants.
Wow, home underdog. Wow.
Yeah.
Yo, gentlemen, this was dope. Major shout out to executive producer Justin Kickett for letting me switch days so I could go to DraftKings on Sunday. Josh, what you doing Sunday, week 1?
I am actually going to need to find a way to stream while at a child's birthday party. So
you go to too many kid birthday parties.
Look, that's what happens when you got a 3-year-old.
Yeah, but you can miss one of them. Yo, major shout out to Mr. Kickett for letting me switch days so I could go to DraftKings and watch. Because I just want to be somewhere where they got good food, good drinks, and I can watch every game, and they have that there. You know what I'm saying? So, and I can bet. So I love it. About the mob over there Sunday, and going over there with my boys is gonna be dope. And Justin let me switch my days so I can do it because I record Sundays at 2. So major shout out to him. Major shout out to Anthony Miller for stopping through, bro. This was dope. Appreciate you.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
For real, man. You were really good, like I knew you would be. And like I talked about, I want you to come back and you do a solo joint. And I probably have, if y'all can, I want to have y'all come back more in the regular season because I want to do divisions too. We even had time for that shit. So yo, thank you.
Hey, always. Man.
Spur of the moment too. Good looking, dude.
Yes, sir.
Yo, we got it in from myself for Anthony Miller. I like to call him Ant, for Mr. Josh Price from My City, My Music. Yo, it's OThaGreat. It's OThaGreat. Keep hooping, keep smoking, and throw that football around with your fam sometimes. It's dope. You know what I'm saying?
High off the goalpost one time.
For real, high off the goalpost. Shout out to Just. Basketball's still the best sport. We